Okay, here's something you don't see or read much about. This is a statue in San Jose, Costa Rica of 5 women beating up a man. Yes, and that man is American William Walker, who tried to take over Central America in the 1800s, late 1800s, about 1858, I believe. But you can fact check that. The goal here is to understand that William Walker invaded Nicaragua, took it over, and was actually recognized as president. That's part of what they call imperialism. In Nicaragua, there's a great painting that I saw that is essentially a filibuster, which these people are called, who defeated William Walker's basically gringos, some Nicaraguan militaries in Nicaragua. This is a statue because Costa Rica and the other 5 Central American countries assisted the defeat of William Walker in Nicaragua, and this is a statue to it. So that's where imperialism, the idea, comes from, particularly in Nicaragua. It happened a long time ago, but they still talk about it in Central America, as a lot in Latin America and other countries talk about. The people in the United States never remember, and we never forget. So this is a statue dedicated to that. That becomes a problem with mercenaries. This really relates to what's going on now. William Walker, who supported the slave states, wanted to make Central America a slave colony that would then support the United States in the Civil War. But what's interesting is that we still have mercenaries to this day. Countries use them all the time. They're in the Ukraine and Russia on both sides. The Ukraine is actually getting people from Colombia, a lot of people who have military experience, to go fight for them and dying out there. A while back, there were U.S. mercenaries and a Canadian mercenaries tried to overthrow the government of Venezuela. That mercenary now is in prison. We use mercenaries in Africa, particularly Angola, that were basically killing and raping women because that was after the Vietnam War and we couldn't get enough money or anything like that to stop the revolutionaries from taking power in Angola. After they got independence. We've been using mercenaries, the mercenaries in Ukraine. Now they're even private militaries. But this really shows the hatred a lot of these countries have for mercenaries. Doesn't matter what country you're from, like the Wagner Group, etc., from Russia. There's a lot of animosity towards people coming in to other countries. That was a big mistake for the United States to support mercenaries going into Venezuela, which really decreased support for the opposition and U.S. foreign policy initiatives. Supporting mercenaries, I don't think, is a good idea, as this statue represents. That is 5 Central American countries killing a U.S. mercenary in Nicaragua, although I'm in San Jose. So, should we even be using mercenaries? Oh, there he is, they're chasing him, I think. Should we use mercenaries at all? Should we have private military contractors? Are they exerting influence on U.S. not only foreign policy, but also domestic policy? That's what we're going to study, because it's very important, because these are log rollers. These people basically want to support their own economic interests, right? So we'll have a wide range of mercenaries now having influence. But of course, they don't have that much influence always. Take a look what happened to the Wagner Group leader. He died in a mysterious plane crash. Shows you, don't stand up to Putin. I'm sure that was just an accidental crash. What do you think? Take care, everyone.